Hello, you're listening to a We Will Fix It podcast short with Colin Thomas and myself, James Pikeaway.
The first thing I'm wondering is the air conditioning in the office debate that you constantly have with your partner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where has that ended recently?
He stepped down.
Oh, no.
Yes. So this debate was whether or not it is right to leave the air conditioning on in the office 24/7 versus turn it off when we leave and then turn it back on.
Yeah.
Now, Dan's additional, he threw this one in, which was a great little curveball, which is now our office is 24/7. We have somebody in the office at all times so that we man our own, unlike most companies, we man our own phone lines.
Yeah. So you don't use a call center somewhere.
No, we don't. Exactly.
It's in Bangalore and someone calls We Will Fix It and they get Bangalore.
And that's the standard. That's what people in our industry use.
Okay.
However, that's not how we roll. So we have somebody the whole time in our offices and away we go. So this was Dan's excuse for having our office, which is attached to the kind of the main office, on 24/7. No, it's a really difficult conversation to have with somebody when they're just wrong. There isn't any ambiguity in this conversation, and it's very difficult to kind of deliver that without seeming like a real pain in the neck.
Yeah.
So Dan has to deal. Can you imagine dealing with me day in, day out?
No.
When I'm just so black and white. There is no grey. No, Dan, you're wrong. We're not doing that. And then I come back in on a Monday morning after Dan has finished on a Friday. And the AC is on. So picture of the AC unit. And then I just put big dollar signs straight after it. I was saying, what? Why? No. So luckily it's stuck. So he's not doing that anymore. Now we have more problems though, because our AC takes we've got windows on two sides of our office.
Oh no.
So we've got the corner office in effect. And as a result, it takes ages to cool it down in the summer. So Dan, that was another thing that Dan threw quite rightly in my direction. So now I open the door, and when I first walk in, because we have an open door but mainly closed door policy, and now for the first couple of hours, I circulate our room with all the other rooms, which have very, very solid AC, and it knocks it down much, much quicker. So it is good, and that works actually as the kind of initial communication time. Get us up to speed on the day.
So
anyone that's got stuff left over, get hold of me now, and then come kind of 10:30ish, we'll normally close that door so that we can have our private conversations, and people need to knock before we're available.
Nice.
So,
okay.
yeah.
So it's all worked out, because this has been anyone who's been listening to, the last 30 of these podcasts here and there. And again, we've been talking about AC and the ongoing office disputes.
Well, obviously this didn't work out exactly as I've just stated, because the main office AC died.
Oh no!
I know at the start of the week, which is a real pain. So actually, what's happened now for this week only? I've just thought about this, that this is a real problem with my overall strategy, because Dan might think this has now been a permanent scenario. So now what we're doing is leaving our AC on 24/7 this week only. It's not going to continue, James.
Does Dan know this, or is he taking this as
to be fair,
a subtle sign of defeat?
We haven't actually discussed it. But then what we're doing is we are putting fans to basically take air both in and out of of that main room.
Okay.
And it's worked remarkably well considering how hot it's been.
Now,
but
what happened to the AC unit?
The AC unit was...
And this must be an industrial size thing.
Oh, yeah, it's a big boy. It was a contactor, which is basically the big industrial switch that from the thermostat, you have a little relay that sends the signal to the contactor, which is basically like a big electric switch that goes boom, yes, giving you lots of power for the compressor. So that contactor had burnt out, so that was that one done. And then Renee said something else yesterday that was a secondary issue with it. I know, stem valve, which is so the valve which is on the AC, which is there to be able to connect to as a technician. To be able to put either additional gas in, check what the gas pressures are, whatever you need, that is your access point. Over time, the flex that's naturally caused by that just connecting it up all the way can cause it to leak. So at that point, cut it off, put a new one on there, weld it on, and away we go. So that combination was where we were at.
All right. So when's it going to be all working again?
Yesterday.
Okay.
So actually, I left slightly early last night, so I don't know what the scenario is. And because I'm going, I'll probably get back in at about 10 o'clock today. It is possible that Dan has taken this as an opportunity to try and change the situation. So you'll have to ask me again next week, the week after that, to see whether or not I've re-established the dominance in the AC world. But I am sure as heck not going to waste our money on cooling a room that nobody is in for the best part of 12 hours.
All right.